Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I'm going to be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of November 2019. First off, I do want to apologize if I sound a little congested. I am getting over being sick. And so you may hear a cough or a sniffle or something as we get through your reading today. If this is your first time catching one of my videos, I want to say welcome. And I also invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. So for the readings this month, I'm using my Spellcaster's Tarot. For clarifiers, I will use my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and then I will end your reading with a, chakra intuition oracle card. All right, Gemini, so let's get right into it. What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November 2019? What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? And I want to make sure this doesn't get cut off. Okay. Now, if you did not know, I do read jumper cards. So as you will notice that sometimes when I shuffle, cards will jump out or sometimes literally fly out of the deck, or sometimes a card will flip over. Those are the cards that I choose to read because I do believe that those are the cards that want to communicate a message with us. Okay, Gemini. All right, Gemini. I'm feeling like there's been a period of you kind of holding back something, especially as it relates to your money. If you're not feeling that way now, you will be as we move into that first week of November. There's been some people around you, and you've been feeling like you've kind of been pulled in all different directions. You know, it's not a bad thing. It's just that it's almost like a lot of responsibility is starting to, like you're starting to feel the weight. You're starting to feel like I don't want to say you're being drained, but I don't know any other way to describe it. It's like you're feeling like you're being drained. Not only of your finances here and there, but also of your time and your energy and your resources. It's like people are around you and you want to help and you want to give, and you're in a position to do so. If you're not, you soon will be. However, you're feeling now that, it's time to pull back. And that's not a bad thing. It's almost like you're ready to establish boundaries, because sometimes that's exactly what you need to do in order to move forward, in order to progress, and in order to grow. So we have the Two of Pentacles here upright. We also have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and the Hermit card. So like I said, you've been feeling pulled in a lot of different directions, and you have a very distinct idea of where you want to go. That's what this Ace of Pentacles is telling me. It's like you know what you want to do. You know the business you want to start. You know the job that you're, trying to get or create. However, you're going to have to go into a little bit of hibernation mode just so you can get yourself in the right headspace to achieve these things, and also so you can really get clear that you're spending your time and your money in the ways and on the things and with the people that are going to benefit you long term. Don't be afraid to consider and then reconsider what you're doing and how you're doing it and who you're doing it with, because that's exactly what you need to do. You need to do some self-reflection. You also need to evaluate what things are paying off, what things are giving you a return for your investment, whatever it may be, financially, spiritually, relationship-wise, okay? So you're going to be feeling this that first week of November, but it's okay because this is actually a new phase of growth for you, Gemini. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Gemini as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November? (2019). What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini as it relates to money, wealth, abundance, finances, prosperity for the month of November 2019? Now, this is interesting because I think that if you're not feeling like you're being pulled in so many different directions the first week of November, you definitely will be feeling that way by mid-November. However, decisions and things or actions are playing out and things are working out in your favor. Decisions are definitely being made in your favor, or decisions are being made that benefit you both short-term and long-term. We have Judgment upright. We also have the Empress in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse, Two of Wands upright, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. This tells me that things are probably gonna be a little back and forth. You're gonna have to. It's like a stop-start something. Either with a job or a business. That's what I'm getting with this card, and that's something I wanted to mention because it's coming through loud and clear. But let's start here with the Judgment card in the upright position. Again, that tells me that decisions are being made in your favor, or a decision is being made that's going to benefit you long term. And it's going to be something related to work, money, finance, and business. We also have the Empress card in the reverse. This tells me that you may not necessarily be trusting your own ideas and your own abilities, Gemini. Now, you're very, very capable, talented, experienced, skilled. However, you're not trusting that. You're feeling like you don't have everything you need in order to start something. And I'm telling you that you do. And the Empress in reverse also is telling you that you do have what you need in order to start something. The Empress is all about creation, birth, rebirth. But when she shows up in the reverse position, that means that you're kind of, you're putting your own mental blocks. It's almost like you're getting in your own way because you don't feel like you have what you need, but I'm telling you that you do. And you are ready. Just trust that you know exactly enough to get started, or you know exactly enough to get you to that next step. And that's really all you need to worry about, especially when it comes to your money. We also have the Ace of Cups here in reverse. Ace of Cups is a very emotional card. And I find that it's interesting that this card fell on that Three of Cups, because that tells me there is some emotional influence going on as it relates to your money. And it's really going to come up in that second week of November. There's probably a relationship that's making demands on your finances and your time, or there is someone that you feel an emotional tie to that is kind of controlling your money temporarily. So depending on your situation, This is not necessarily a bad thing, but it does limit your resources for the time being. And it could be children, it could be a spouse, it could be a family member. That's what I'm feeling. It's like it's someone who is really close to you, and your money kind of is pre-designated for this relationship. And so it takes your, excuse me, your financial availability away from other things. But it's only temporary. But it is something that you are going to have to experience. And like I said, this probably happens in the middle of November. We also have the Two of Wands and the Knight of Swords. We already talked about, this stop-start energy. The Two of Wands means that you're definitely contemplating some changes. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to quit your job or move to something entirely different. But obviously, the way you're doing things right now is not totally working for you. So you are open to new ideas, and you are open to doing things in a different way. So let's go ahead and get some clarification for Gemini. What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November 2019? What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? For the month of November 2019, as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, abundance. What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? Interesting, Gemini. All right, as we move through November, things are really going to be shifting around for you in a big way. We have the Three of Cups here again, this time in reverse. Remember, we had that Three of Cups card that we saw earlier. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and the High Priestess card, all in the reverse position. Now, a lot of you tend to think that every time a card is in the reverse position, that it's a negative thing. And I'm here to tell you that that's not always the case. Again, it depends on the context of how we're reading and interpreting the cards, and it also depends on the specific situation. A lot of times when cards are reversed, it means that a situation is passing or has completed or is done. It also means that that's something that just needs more attention. Not necessarily because it's bad, it's just that that's an area that we truly want to focus on, because it's not either getting the energy that it needs, or it's not getting the attention that it needs, or there's some type of support or something in that area that we really want to focus on. And I'm feeling like that's what's going on with this entire row of cards, Gemini. Knight of Pentacles. This tells me that, again, we have that stop and start energy. And this one is specifically as it relates to your money. So don't be surprised that as we move into the third week of November, maybe you get, money for something. And then maybe for some reason, someone says, oh, wait, I can't pay you today because of whatever reason. Or, maybe a payment is supposed to come through and for whatever reason it doesn't. It just means that money is not going to be available to you when you expect it to. Now, sometimes this can be kind of frightening, especially if you've got bills to pay. But other times, it's a situation where you just kind of have to trust. It's one of those things that you just can't control. And it's one of those things where if something like that happens, you need to have yourself set up in a solid situation so you're not dependent on something, one source of income, or, one particular check, or one particular client, or one particular customer. Okay, it's really just bringing to your awareness that you have to have multiple sources of income and you have to have other things going on. So when one thing falls through, you're not totally screwed. Now we have the Page of Wands here. This means news and information is coming in as it relates to work. Again, I'm feeling like this is going to be a delay of some sort. I'm also feeling too that it's just, there's going to be a change made and it's going to affect you indirectly, you know. So maybe you have a new manager, maybe your job relocates you or something like that. But there's definitely going to be some news and information, and it's going to be something that affects you indirectly. Now we also have the Five of Pentacles here. Again, this Five of Pentacles fell onto that Ace of Cups, which is also on that Three of Cups, right next to the Three of Cups here. This tells me that that emotional tie to your finances is definitely taking a toll, okay? You're really going to feel it, especially in that third week of November. This is kind of an obligation, though. There's no way around it. It's not like you can, you know, not pay or not give the money that you're required to give. However, it's just, you're feeling the emotional weight of it. And like I said, because it's obligatory and it's not something that you can get out of, it's taking a toll on you emotionally. It's taking a toll on you financially. Now, you're going to be okay, you know. It's not like this is going to totally, you know, destroy your financial situation. But, you know, it's just, it's almost like you're just feeling like, you know, when is it going to end? You know, when are you going to get a break? You know, when is this situation going to resolve itself or correct itself? It's almost like sometimes when you have a grown child, but they still can't figure out, you know, how to be independent. So as a parent, you're constantly bailing them out. You're constantly, you know, giving them money. You're constantly trying to teach them to do better. And for whatever reason, they still struggle. And I'm feeling like that's kind of the situation that we're seeing here as it relates to your money, Gemini. We also have the Three of Cups, again, that's in relation to everything we just talked about. And we have the High Priestess in the reverse position. That means you're not trusting your intuition and you're not trusting your inner guidance. That's something you want to pay attention to, Gemini. You know, because you do know the way. You do know the answer. You're just not trusting it, okay? Especially as it relates to your money, your business, your wealth, your finances. You know, when you hear something, use your own inner wisdom to determine whether or not if that is the correct path for you, or if that is the correct step in the right direction for you. Okay, so please just pay attention to your intuition and your inner guidance, and you know, trust your guides. Reach out to your spirit guides if you feel comfortable doing so, because you know more than you think, Gemini. Oh, all right. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Gemini as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November 2019? Okay. All right, this is looking good. As we end out the month of November, Gemini, work is going to be coming in quite quickly and quite a lot. So if you have a business, you know, be prepared. You're going to get a lot of orders, a lot of customers, a lot of clients, whatever. Work is coming in and money is coming in too. But we have the King of Pentacles here, and we have the King of Pentacles right after that High Priestess. The King of Pentacles is all about someone who knows, who's very smart and educated as it relates to money, investment, finances. But when he shows up in the reverse, that tells me that despite knowing what is right for him, for some reason, he doesn't take that literally, or he goes against his own better judgment, I should say. You know, it's like, you know what you should do, but then at the same time, you don't do it because of either the situation or maybe how you're feeling in the moment. But that's something that you really need to be careful with, okay, Gemini? We also have the moon in the reverse. Now, this is a good card when it's in the reverse position, because this tells me that information is coming to the surface. Your things that were once hidden now are no longer hidden from you. So you can make a better decision, you can take right action, or you can just have more awareness about the particular situation, especially as it relates to your money. So I have a feeling this is in relation to that news you have coming in, probably in that 3rd or 4th week of November. We also have the Chariot here. Chariot is a very good card. This means things start picking up. It means moving forward, full speed ahead. It also means no hesitation, no worries, and no distractions. And that's a very good, solid place to be. Gemini, November is going to be a lot of emotional up and down for you. But as the month closes out, you're going to be in a very good place because you start seeing a situation for what it is. Excuse me, for what it is. Things start moving forward for you in a very good, progressive way. And also money is coming in, or more work, more clients, more business, more customers. We also have the 6 of Wands here in the reverse position. Excuse me. This tells me that you're probably being watched in some way. Okay, like someone is watching you from afar. And it's like someone is really paying attention to what you're doing. Now, usually this is the card of being in the spotlight, pageantry, you know, getting a lot of notice, getting recognition. Now, you are getting noticed, but it's someone in the background who's really watching you and who's really paying attention to what you're doing. And I'm feeling like this is someone who is probably your competition in some way. You know, maybe like someone in the same business, maybe a coworker. It could even be a friend or, quote, a frenemy, you know, something to that effect. So this is just, you know, be aware. It's not like they're going to do any harm to you. It just means that someone is paying attention to your every move, and they're probably going to copy you, or they're probably going to do something similar because they secretly envy you and they want the same thing. So like I said, Gemini, November is going to be a lot of emotional back and forth, but things actually get pretty solid for you towards the end of November, and things actually start really picking up in a good way, and you're going to be in a good place as it relates to your money. So let's go ahead and close out your reading with the chakra intuition oracle card. Oh, interesting. So we got card number 13, the sacral chakra. This is all about passion. And I do feel that this is really connected to what we talked about in your reading. You're very passionate about what you do. You're passionate about your family. You know, you're passionate about your work. And sometimes, well, that's a very good thing. Sometimes that could be a very emotional thing, and it could be a very draining thing. So we have to remember that while passion is fabulous and passion is good, we just have to be careful. We have to be careful to not let our passions overtake us, or maybe have too much influence in other areas. All right, Gemini, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations, please put those down in the comments below. Private readings are available. I will also have a link for that in the description down below as well. All right, Gemini, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I'll see you again soon.